Hashem Abedi wasn't there to see the judge deliver him a life sentence. For 2 days, he's refused to enter the courtroom. But amongst those that were there to hear his sentence were the families of his 22 victims, watching either in person in court in London or via live video links from locations across the country.
I'm feeling a bit numb about it because, to be quite honest, it's never going to bring Olivia back.
Steve and Sharon Goodman watched from Manchester. Their 15-year-old granddaughter, Olivia, was one of the several children killed in the attack.
I find it very disrespectful that he couldn't come into court.
He wouldn't face up for his actions, that's the disrespectful.
Yeah. I think it's contemptible. I think it was arrogant. I think it's bravado. I think it's typical of a young person. I can't understand it. I can't comprehend it.
It was Hashem Abedi's older brother, Salman, who detonated the suicide bomb at the end of an Ariana Grande concert at Manchester Arena in May 2017. But a court ruled that Hashem was just as guilty, key in planning and buying materials to make the bomb that killed and maimed so many. Amongst his victims was 29-year-old Martin Hett. He was days away from moving to America, but decided to go to one last gig.
As a mum, I can't reconcile, and I don't think I ever will do, and I don't think any amount of therapy will help with that. I can't reconcile in my head that my son lay down on a stone floor dead for about 10 minutes before I even knew about it, and I was spending that time asleep. It just doesn't feel okay as a mum. I should have been there for him, and that guilt will stay with me probably for the rest of my days.
Hashem and Salman Abedi were born and grew up here in Manchester, although their parents were from Libya. Their mother and father returned there in 2016, but the brothers decided to stay here. Hashem and Salman went to visit their parents in April 2017, but only Salman would come back to carry out the attack, whilst Hashem stayed behind in Libya.
Would you give me your full name and date of birth, please?
My name is Hashem Abedi.
The Prime Minister today thanked the services that helped bring Hashem Abedi back to face justice. It's taken 3 years to get to this point.
He's clearly a very callous and calculating individual. I think, his behaviour through the trial shows this. The fact that when he was there, when he was present, he had little regard for what was going on in the proceedings. The good thing is he's going to have a very long time in a very small prison cell to reflect on his behaviour.
Hashem Abedi will be in his late 70s before he's allowed out of prison, but his actions have left hundreds with life-changing mental and physical injuries, and families living with a loss from which they say they will never recover. Katerina Vitozzi, Sky News in Manchester.